coaches here who really like to get up and down. The difference is, as you mentioned earlier, the coach for UC Santa Barbara like to get out and shoot around the perimeter. As a team, over 41%. However, if you look at the Curtis and you look at Ole Miss inside, they want to go to the rim.
Turnover on Ole Miss's first possession. You're right, Damian. They try to pound it down low. Santa Barbara is a team that likes to play outside. One of the best three-point shooting teams in the country. Big screen out front by Devine. And Harris's drive, or rather Joyner's drive, his first 2 points. And the Gauchos are on the board first.
When you look at Coach Williams, what you're going to see is a lot of differentiation in defense.
Curtis stripped to the ball. Harris. Up the floor, Devine. And he shuffled his feet.
You can see just from a few seconds of basketball, Rich, both of these teams actually getting up and down. We mentioned the size on the interior for Ole Miss, but they want to get up and down as well.
Man with the ball is one of the fastest men in all of college basketball, and that's Chris Warren, the point guard, a freshman for Ole Miss. He was fantastic this year in the SEC. He's a scoring point guard, averages close to 16 a game. Graham around a screen and in traffic, he'll get a free throw.
Nice finish. Success is often perceived as where opportunity and preparation meet one another. Polonese goes down, and Graham comes to the middle with a nice Earl-to-Pearl spin, double clutch, and finishes at the rim. Can also shoot it outside, Rick.
Graham is a freshman, averaged 6 points a ball game. Where Ole Miss is really going to miss Polonese, though, is on the other end. Williams, offensive putback. There's Polonese, the best on-ball defender. And you've got Alex Harris from Santa Barbara, who's averaging over 20 a game. Devine's jumper is short. Williams with the rebound. And here comes Warren pushing tempo.
It's an interesting mix, Rich. When you see Coach Kennedy, they like to get out and push, but once they get into the half court, look for them to try to set ball screens and get it down to Curtis on the interior.
Graham around the screen. Warren working against Powell. Puertas had a great game at the SEC tournament. Falling away is Graham, and it goes to Santa Barbara. And these two teams, you've got two teams with kind of different mindsets. Andy Kennedy's Ole Miss Rebels on February 2nd were number 15 in the country.
It just shows you how tough it gets when you get into the SEC. No matter how much people said the SEC was down, you see you got 6 teams in the tournament now, so it's a very difficult conference, very balanced conference.
Powell rises and hits. James Powell. A good sign for Santa Barbara. He could be a streaky shooter, and he hits a long three. The Gauchos are up 1.
UC Santa Barbara will not be intimidated. They've been to North Carolina, been to Stanford, and seen the Lopez event. So these big guys in here for Ole Miss will not intimidate them either.
Santa Barbara, on the other hand, is a team that was a tri-champion. They shared the Big West Championship with Cal State Fullerton and Cal State Northridge, and were the #1 seed in the Big West tournament, but had arguably their worst shooting game of the year and lost to UC Irvine in the semifinal game. And they find themselves here in the first round of the MasterCard NIT. Happy to be here. A lot of the seniors for Santa Barbara came off the floor in that loss against UC Irvine, thinking they'd played their last game.
And as we talked to Devine and, of course, Harris earlier, they said that they are just excited to play another day, like you said. And Coach Bob Williams did, to reiterate what you said, 16, I think, of 29 from the free throw line, so they struggled shooting.
There's Chris Devine, the guy that we talked to. Devine hits the shot and a whistle in backcourt, and that's Alex Harris disrupting Andy Kennedy's Ole Miss Rebels.
Well, this NIT is always such a mindset. You know, you go from hoping that you're getting into this NCAA tournament.
Tremendous player, averaging over 20 a game, the Big West Player of the Year. He shared that honor with Cal State Fullerton's Scott Cutler. And the Gauchos have a 5-point lead. 3 minutes in here in Oxford, Mississippi. Warren working against Justin Joyner. Puertas. So far, no open looks for the three-point shooter for Ole Miss. There's the double on the blocks, and Curtis slices through it.
Double, even a triple team, and he ends up finishing inside. Too big, too strong here early.
Joyner in traffic. Now Joyner, the point guard for Santa Barbara, look at his right wrist. It's broken. It's his shooting wrist, and it's been broken all year long. Rather than have surgery and miss the year, he has literally bit the bullet and played with a broken wrist.
Well, his toughness, both physically and mentally, is appreciated by Coach Williams and the staff. He's had to use a lot of his foot speed and what you call that brain in between the ears to make better moves to make up for that hurt wrist.
Alex Harris, his first three. So Powell and Harris have hit threes, and Santa Barbara's off to a roaring start as they chase Warren around at half court. Nadim Pajovic is in for Santa Barbara. Puertas misses his first three, and there's Pajovic coming from the offside. Here comes Harris. Elliott misses. Romer the rebound. It's Harris, and he drains a three. Rather, James Powell, he's got semifinals to UC Irvine. Damian Fishback, what's happening right now?
Well, we talked about Harris, and Coach Kennedy was extremely scared because Harris is a guy who can put up points in a hurry, and he got off to 5 early points.
Timeout on the floor. UC Santa Barbara up.
Losses to Auburn and a loss to South Carolina. Teams like this that have guard-oriented teams will make it difficult for them to get out and guard, and that's why they're struggling here tonight.
Paul Romer in the game for UC Santa Barbara. He's guarding Warren right now. And Ole Miss trying to get their backcourt going right now. Gaskins walked, and that's a turnover.
Well, what you're seeing is now 5 turnovers for Ole Miss. They've been turning it over here of late, and you got a team like UC Santa Barbara who's making teams turn it over nearly 18 times a game. So really everything going in the way of the Gauchos here early.
A 13-2 run right now by UC Santa Barbara. Ivan Elliott out high. This is Romer. Shovels it off to Harris. In the lane, the floater. He's got 7 early points, does Alex Harris. And a 17-6 lead for UC Santa Barbara. And the Tad Pad is a rather quiet place in Oxford, Mississippi. Gaskins. Harris got a hand on it and can't save it. Good hustle. It'll stay an Ole Miss
player. Just his movement, his mobility, ability to get inside the teeth of the defense and shoot it.
And we'll see how the ball club runs with Brian Smith at the point. This is Smith working out high. Williams is fouled by Bo Gibb. There's Gibb. He is from Oxford, Mississippi. In fact, last night, the entire team was at his house for barbecue. Bob Williams said when they announced the pairing, he got a call from Gibb's father who said, hey, thanks for arranging that road game. Gaskins, another three, and he missed it. Williams told him, look, if I had that much power, we'd be playing a home game. And there's Gibb, who's fouled, and he's going to go to the line. And so Gibb, who is from right, and Gibb hits 1 of 2 free throws.
I think Harris, we call Harris saying, yeah, we wanted to come for free, though, bro.
Smith still running the offense for Ole Miss. Puertas, along with Parnell, Curtis, and Gaskins. Curtis steps through, and he's fouled. He'll get to the line. And Gibb picks up his second. Drop step, spin moves, ability to work in and around the rim. He does not have a lot of jumping ability. Good ball movement and a layup by Devine. Santa Barbara breaks right back.
You just can't relax for a second against UC Santa Barbara. They're very quick offensively. They get up and down. They guard you. Look how much they pressure you defensively.
And they don't show you the same defense twice down the floor an awful lot. They change it up. They force turnovers and get dunks. Elliott finishes.